month after beloved host Pat Sajak retired from Wheel of Fortune, another icon may be leaving too. Co-host Vanna White is having second thoughts, apparently, about continuing the show without her long-term partner in crime. Despite several salary negotiations and a 2026 contract, sources say that Vanna White just isn't jiving with the show's new host, Ryan Seacrest, creating rumors of her departure. Vanna White is one of the longest-serving hosts of any game show in television history, hosting more than 8,000 episodes of Wheel of Fortune. Joining me now to talk about the Wheel's potential future without Vanna White is pop culture journalist Corey Andrew. Corey, we talked about the rumors. We said it, maybe she's not jiving with Ryan Seacrest. How much do you believe that, and how much is it just that he's not Pat Sajak?
Well, first of all, good to be with you, Brooke. Thank you. And I think it's a combination of a few things. One is that dynamic. Most of us in a work environment, that's their work environment, like all of us go to work. And when dynamics change and there's a shift, sometimes it is hard to adjust. So Vanna, in that regard, she may be having a hard time with that rapport that she does not have with Seacrest, that she had with Sajak. And it doesn't make the job as fun and appealing to her probably anymore. She's making a lot of good money, though. So I'm just saying, if they're hiring, that's a good job to have. I think she's up to like $10 million at this point a year in her salary. So she's okay, but she may not be sticking around.
And if she doesn't want to, it sounds like you're ready to sign up.
I am.
Vanna has been vocal, though, about second-guessing her decision to stay on the show after Pat Sajak left. So why do you think she chose to stay instead of just go ahead and retire with him?
Well, one thing I think that she has also struggled with in the show in general, she had fought often with the producers to try to show them that she was as relevant as Pat. He was the host. She wasn't going to make as much money. But as you mentioned earlier, she did have a contract renegotiation. She got more money. I think she went from making $3 million to $10 million now. So there could be that struggle. The money is good. That's a lot of money to show up and look cute every day and just turn over letters, not minimizing what she does. But it's a good gig, right? So I think she struggles with that. Most of us, we struggle with sort of like the idea of money versus happiness in general in our lives. So I don't think she's any different. That might be the conflict.
Fair enough. If she does leave, though, before that contract, it's right now supposed to go until 2026. What happens?
Well, they are looking at some other options. One thing I think is great about Vanna, too, is that she knows that times have changed. Demographics has changed. So she herself has actually opened up and said, listen, it may be time to usher in a brand new demographic of an age demographic. I know, for example, I watched that show with my grandmother over 20 years ago, and it was a very wonderful show. We'd watch and she'd say, what's Vanna wearing? And that was a part of the dynamic. It's a very different dynamic today with people who are just tuning in a very different mindset and different lens. So potentially, she's going to step aside and they may try a new spokesperson, and she'll go on and enjoy her fortune, no pun intended, which she has earned over the years. And it's a pretty big one. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah. And, you talked about sort of the nostalgia of all of this. I mean, I watched this show, too, with my grandma. Like, growing up, you sit down, you watch Wheel of Fortune. It was hard, I think, to imagine a world where there wasn't a Pat Sajak there. But do you think really we're going to be watching Wheel of Fortune now without Pat Sajak or Vanna White?
Well, you know what? That remains to be seen. Very often, an audience can get lost when those really serious, important dynamics get changed. And Pat, as the host, that was 41 years, right? 41 years the show was on. So that's 41 years of seeing Vanna. So I think if it's going to happen, they have to sort of rip the Band-Aid off, I think, in many aspects. Put a new host in, as they're doing with Ryan, who's going to start in the fall. See if Vanna sticks around, but it remains to be seen if it will hold that same magic as it held for the past 41 years. I'll be watching, but I'm not sure who else will it be.
Yeah, just rumors for now, but definitely lots to watch there over at Wheel of Fortune. Corey, Andrew, thanks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.